Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If there's anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Prince of Cups. This is someone that I think knows what they want and has no problem kind of wearing that, right? Displaying that, being open about that, communicating that, asking for that, absorbing that, attracting that, right? You know what you want and you're able to kind of put that energy out there and that energy comes into you, right? It's a great way of manifesting, right? Great way of turning our dreams into reality. Yeah. Let's put this into some context, though. This is going to be a good one. Yeah, see, 4 of Wands now. And now we've got this kind of intentionality behind it, that we are manifesting it. Right? 4 of Wands is about manifesting a certain cycle of our spiritual activity. Oh, but then a 6 of Pentacles even, too. So this is something that is lasting. Something that is, ooh, look at that. Something that is going to sustain, right? It's not just kind of, it's not just a temporary thing. We're looking for a little bit more harmony, a little bit more resonance. We're looking for a way that we can stay in this energy to keep this thing growing and kind of ensure the longevity of it, right? Oh, and there's even more of that. Now, this is something that goes on even beyond you, a legacy even, right? Now, this is very interesting with these wheels that we've got here in these cards. And of course, we've got our 8 of Wands, 5 of Wands, some more water energy. I wonder if there's an older female energy that is very close to you still. Family member, mom, grandma, great-grandma, an older sister, an auntie. More, we got the Moon card, and we've got a 7 of Wands there. I feel like this person maybe has passed. Maybe they're no longer with you. But I feel like they've always been a very close person with you. They've always been someone that you could share your feelings with. I feel like there was a lot of communication with them. I feel like they're still with you, and I feel like they are. It's almost like they're cheering you on and clapping for you, and like they're really watching you do what you do, and it feels like they're like really. They almost can't contain their excitement. You know, they're very, very proud of you, but then also like excited to see what you do. You know, like I feel like they've always believed in you, and they always wanted you to know how much they believed in you. I think they just showered you with encouragement, honestly, and by the looks of it, you're taking this kind of passion, this kind of dream that you have, whatever this Holy Grail is, whatever this Ace of Cups is, that you are with no fear, with no worries, with no insecurity, no doubts, right? See, look, there's no swords cards here anywhere. The only air we have in the reading is the air within you, and that is your own truth, your own certainty, your own clarity. That what you're doing, what the little things you're accomplishing now, the little milestones, are leading to something that is going to be amazing in your lifetime. It's going to put you in harmony with the world, financially, with other people, with your health, with your housing situation, all of the physical life environment stuff. But then it also it's kind of given you a place in the universe too. It's almost like something that's going to be a legacy, something that you are maybe going to be known for. Right? It's like a dream come true, really. This is really excellent energy. Let's select the mystery card before we get too far into it. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And let's see. Yeah, it feels good right there. We're going to put that card right there, Mr. Ed, the little horse, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, put that hunch down in the comments. Yeah, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right, let's look around the room one more time. Only 2 major arcana cards. Last couple days haven't been getting a lot of major arcana energies. That's interesting to me. I feel like a lot of you are very much in tune with spirit right now. See, we've been getting an absence of swords cards lately, and then also kind of an absence of the major arcana. So it's almost like there's no spiritual tasks for you to focus on because you already have this clear channel. The swords aren't here, and therefore you have this kind of direct communication with spirit. And so it's not showing up in the reading because you've already kind of smoothed out all of that communication. And so to me, that's really a positive sign. We have a little bit of major arcana cards here, and I think it's really, there's the darkness and uncertainty here that we don't want as we kind of continue our path upward to the stars, right, to the universe, to becoming, it almost feels like you're doing something that's so significant that you become a fixture in the world. It's like you're being put up into the night sky as a constellation. Does that make sense? Something that you're going to, there's going to be myths and legends written about you. You know, it feels that significant. So I feel like it is kind of like you're making your mark on the world, right? You're making your dent on the universe, right? And it's amazing. And I think it's something that you've always known. It's something that you've committed to. And I think it's happening. And I think it is your dream. I think your dream is coming true. Now let's talk about the Ace of Cups. Because the Ace of Cups really is the beginning of that quest to I don't think in your case it's about finding the Holy Grail. I think this is you have it. You've completed that part of the work. You know what you want. You know what you're meant to do. And now it's just a matter of you doing it and trying to contain yourself to those incremental goals and successes, those milestones, right? So you've got this Holy Grail now. Now all you got to do is take it home. You've intercepted the ball or whatever, or you've received the kickoff, and you've got it now. You're holding the football. And you've just got to run to the end zone, right? There's going to be a lot of obstacles, right? A lot of people are kind of charging at you, trying to knock you down. But you have it now. And now it's just a matter of getting home with it, okay? And to me, that really involves these fire cards. Because this is the incremental goals. You have to kind of take things step by step. You were trained to do this. You know how to return a kickoff. You know that you have to stay calm and that it's kind of like, 5 yards at a time, right? That's why the field's kind of marked off, and I think it's 5. I don't know. I don't watch sports really, especially American football. That's like my least favorite. I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's feelings here. But there's a reason why it's incremental, right? Because it's just like only think of the next 5 yards. And what they say in, I watched that SEAL Team show. It's like a soap opera for men, I guess. That's what my wife says. She teases me about it. But I love that show, SEAL Team. And it's kind of, there's one phrase in there that's like, you're only thinking 3 feet in front of you. Yeah. And to me, it's the same kind of thing. Let's just think of exactly what we have to do now. What is the accomplishment that you have to make right now? It's getting to that next 5-yard line. And then the next 5 yards, and then the next 5 yards. Or maybe it's, I don't know what it is, honestly. Getting 3 feet, right? Just taking those steps, big accomplishment, huge win. Now let's do the next 3 feet. Big accomplishment, huge win. Let's do the next 3 feet. And I think it's with that kind of a disciplined, contained attitude, you're going to manifest this thing. It's going to blow you away. It's going to be greater than you ever could have imagined. What we don't really want to allow, I guess, is this 8 of Swords, this frantic kind of jazz hands, tap dancing in place. And if you watch American football, this is kind of like a lot of the fancy footwork, a lot of the showboating, or what they used to say in my day, hot dogging. And this is going to get you knocked down, right? But this is also the feeling that we have to rush. This is like the anxiety that we feel because I've only gone 3 feet, or I've only made it to the next 5-yard line, right? So we start to worry that we're not making progress fast enough, or that, we start getting all these other kinds of worries and stuff too, that I'm not fast enough, they're going to knock me down, it's going to hurt. Why am I even on the field? I shouldn't even be part of the team. And this wreaks havoc on us. But in some ways, this is energy that we need. You got to have that adrenaline rush. You got to, your heart has to start pumping. You have to know that people are going to knock you down. You have to be ready to move quickly. But we don't want to have anxiety, because anxiety can lead to paralysis, really, right? So we need the energy and the adrenaline, but we don't want that to overcome us to where we can't move at all, right? Because we're so anxious that we're just kind of like shaking in place. Yeah. So it's interesting. We need the energy, and there's a reason why it's here, but we don't want it to be so much that we get off track, or we lose our goals, or we lose our progress, or we end up not moving at all, right? What's the deal with, not monkeys, with chimpanzees? Why is that coming through in your reading? I don't know if that's something that's, is that a symbol for you, or is there some joke about a chimpanzee in your life or something? I hope no one had one as a pet. That seems kind of dangerous to me. Maybe there's some funny story about seeing one somewhere, or I don't know if it's a symbol or if it's a cartoon or some in a show. I don't know. But that's coming through for you, and it's a little silly to me. Somebody has a sense of humor, for sure. And we were talking about this older female energy, and I wonder if in all of their support and all of their love and all of their motivation, if they were someone who was very deep. I definitely feel that. I think that they may have had something to do with the brain or spinal cord. Something like that happened to them, because I'm seeing a brain, literally a brain, and like the nervous system. But I feel like they had such a happy spirit, right? I feel like they're such just a jubilant person. They're just so happy, so cheerful, so positive. So positive. They can turn any kind of even a setback or a failure, even those days where you maybe came home and you didn't do something, you failed at something, you got a bad mark on a paper, a test, or something, they would find a way to turn that into a positive experience. And then suddenly you'd feel great, right? They had that uncanny ability to always make you feel better. Yeah. I don't know who that person was. Maybe it's just a spirit guide, an ancestor. It could be mom, grandma, great-grandma, right? Older sibling or something, perhaps. But I feel like that's the energy really that we need right now, in some ways, to kind of combat this 8 of Wands. That to me is just kind of buzzing over here. Like it's unpredictable. You don't know what it's going to do, right? And we need maybe a little bit of humor. Right? A little bit of something to kind of calm this down. Yeah. Also, I'm getting Spirit's telling me to mention the silver jewelry. What is the silver jewelry? Whatever that means to you, that's significant right now, and I don't know why. A lot of the time, these details come in as kind of synchronicities, as a way of validating the energy that we're in. It's meant for someone. If it's not meant for you, that's okay. Leave it for the next person, all right? I don't think it changes the meaning of anything, but it might be a bit of validation for something. Yeah, the silver jewelry. Ask about the silver jewelry. Do you, I don't know if that means I need to ask you about the silver jewelry, or if you're supposed to ask somebody about the silver jewelry. Okay. Anyway, the world or universe card up here. This is fantastic to me. This is something that is like, we could look at that a couple of different ways, because the world or universe card is sometimes a card that says things have taken a lot longer than they should have. Like this has been years in the making. But it also tells me that this is something that's always been kind of written in the stars for you. So are you doing so? Are you involved in some sort of work or path or project or some sort of life destiny path, something that you, even as a kid, like you had that feeling that I'm going to do something great, And I think this older female energy too kind of instilled that in you. This idea that you are going to do something great. You are meant for great things. That's really coming through right now, especially with that universe card. I feel like you're making your mark. Yeah. I feel that you are being raised up as kind of a legend. Maybe it's sports. Maybe this whole football thing is something. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe you are really at the top of your class in some sport or some sort of competitive thing. We've got the 5 of, let's move over to the path of the serpent. Let's just do that. And as we go over here, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. And it helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. All right. I thank you, and I love you, truly. The 5 of Wands here. There is a competitive nature here. So we got this whole sports thing, and maybe there's something to that. Okay. Do you have a brother, or maybe it's a cousin, somebody about your age that you kind of have always kind of wrestled with, or that you always competed against, or that you kind of like you'd practice, baseball or football or soccer, football, or something like that together, like someone that would challenge you, someone that you used to kind of compete with, but it's like a friend or family member, right? Someone your age, and you kind of came up together or something, right? Like the two of you kind of got into the same activities, the same sort. I don't know if it's a sport. It doesn't have to be a sport, but something like that, where it was somewhat competitive in nature. Now I'm feeling right away that, well, it must be a sport, right? But you could be competing with that person for just who can be the better musician, right? Or who can get the better grades in school. There just seemed like there's always competition between the two of you, but it's very friendly kind of competition. Yeah. Anyway, 5 of Wands, when we're coming off the 8 of Wands, the 5 is really our ability to tune this down when we need to kind of turn the anxiety into excitement, to calibrate ourselves just enough that all that adrenaline leads to powerful, strong, correct action and not paralysis, right? So this is our kind of volume knob here, right? This is our ability to really restrain ourselves, to discipline ourselves. But more than that, to harness this fire energy and this kind of this vitality. It's really this, whatever this energy is that causes anxiety and the adrenaline and the motivation, harnessing that so that it doesn't lead to the paralysis and we can push forward with it in that very disciplined way. We're not trying to go from 0 to 10 yards. We're doing 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, right? Milestone, milestone, milestone. Maybe you're building a house or something. Maybe you're building a company or designing the next, whatever, I don't know, technological breakthrough. You can't go from from the beginning all the way to the end right away. You've got to do one thing at a time, one system, one circuit, one whatever. You know, there's milestones. There are particular goals that we're trying to reach in a certain time frame. We can't jump ahead and skip around. We've got to stay kind of on track with something, right? And maybe it has something to do with some sort of training. Maybe this competition that I'm feeling is more like a training thing. I don't know if you're involved in some sort of training. Could be military, law enforcement, some sort of first responder training. I'm kind of getting that first responder vibe with you too, especially with this water energy. And then with the fire energy, it's like there's a lot of this, kind of the adrenaline rush of being first responder, but then also the compassion and the love and the devotion that goes with that. Now, I was an EMT for a short period of time. It's not the same thing as that. I think it's either something military, or it's like law enforcement, or it's fire. Could be paramedic, something like that, but it's maybe like a flight medic, like in the helicopters, like the life flight type of person, something like that. Whatever you're doing is going to be very significant to the world. Okay, you're making your mark here, so let's stay focused. Yeah. Of course, we've got that water energy, and this is the card in the environment. So this represents that older female energy, but it also represents your love and compassion for the world, for the environment, for that which is kind of right near you, 3 feet in front of you, at every moment, whatever is within your vicinity, really gets a lot of attention and a lot of care from you. Okay. I kind of feel like you're a healer, but it's like a learned thing, right? So it would make sense if it was paramedic or something. It could be like an ER doctor even, right? Something like that, or a nurse, or something along those lines. I'm kind of getting out of the sports feeling. It doesn't feel so much like sports, but it's got that fast-paced kind of competitive thing. So maybe it is some sort of a nursing school or medical school or something similar. Yeah. But whatever it is, you've found it. You've got the football. Now it's just up to you to take it home. Yeah. Get to the finish line here. And it's going to be very significant. It really is. The last energies we see here, this is some difficulty with the moon card. This is darkness. This is the idea that we can't see 3 feet in front of us. So what do we do then? Well, I think the 7 of Wands kind of shows it. We just go anyway. We just have to maybe blindly trust that we're going the right way, right? You ever do that? You ever close your eyes and try to walk around? And try that next time in a safe place, right? Like just on the grass or something if you want, and just whatever. Don't hurt yourself. But close your eyes and just imagine if you didn't know what was right in front of you. It could be grass. It could be a bottomless pit, right? Take that step. And that right there, that moment is such anxiety. It really is an 8 and a 7 of Wands here. It's that anxiety that the next step really could be that bottomless pit. But then when you realize that it's solid grass, then you have this confidence that is just, it's like a relief. It almost, maybe that's where all of this, the humor comes from, because it kind of makes you giddy when you hit that solid grass and you just like, oh, it wasn't a bottomless pit, right? To me, that really represents, it really does explain really the moon card here. And it's that not knowing. You're not going to know until you take that step. And then the next step, right? And so this is kind of like that 5 yards at a time thing, or 3 feet at a time. But it may even be smaller than that. It may be that we really don't know what's coming next, or next, or next. Yeah. But I feel like you're a problem solver. I keep hearing MacGyver. Do you remember that show? It was, I don't know if he was a cop or what he was. He could solve anything with just like the stuff he had in his pocket, right? Like some bubble gum and a couple of dimes and a safety pin. And he could do anything with that, right? He could build a spaceship with just, a couple of jelly beans. I feel like someone was calling you that, or maybe that's a show that you always related to, or something along those lines. Also, it's coming through with Inspector Gadget. Same kind of thing, but a little bit different, because Inspector Gadget kind of had everything planned, everything detailed, everything already engineered. MacGyver had to just look around for a couple of twigs and, little spider or something, and would make the solution, right? So it's similar, but kind of different. And I feel like you're more the MacGyver type than the Inspector Gadget type. But that's, again, it's kind of just one of these, it's meant to make you smile, I think. It's trying to get us out of too much of this fire energy and back to this confidence that, hey, you are manifesting your dreams. Your dreams are coming true. We have to have a little bit of trust. You have to have a little bit of that. It's got to scare you a little bit, right? And if it doesn't scare you a little bit, it's not worth doing, right? Anyway, the Seven of Wands is that confidence. It is really, as you take each step, each milestone you reach here with the Four of Wands is going to give you a little bit more confidence that maybe you're not the underdog. Maybe this isn't something that is so much more powerful than you. Maybe you're going to start realizing how strong you truly are. And there's the confidence there at the end. The confidence that you can handle all of these unknown challenges, that you can always take the next step, and no matter what it is, no matter what's waiting for you, you can handle it. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card now. I almost forgot about the mystery card. I've been doing that a little bit more lately. All right, mystery card here. What do we think this is going to be? Also, do you have a dog? Spirit's telling me, ask about the dog. That's been happening more and more lately, where Spirit's been relaying this message about the pets. Do you have to take your pet out? Does the dog have to go outside? Does it need something right now? Is it kind of waiting by the couch right now, trying to get your attention or something? I think it's a dog anyway. Anyway, mystery card. We don't really need anything, right? What do we don't need anything here. Major Arcana, maybe Empress energy. That's what I want. Or the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups would be perfect. That would be the dream, right? That keeps on dreaming. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's just take a look at it. Oh, another Eight of Wands. Repeat of this anxiety card. But it doesn't have to just be anxiety, right? Remember, that's the excitement. And there's a difference now. Somebody asked me if I switch meanings when I go between the Thoth deck and the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I don't really, but each tarot pack has its own energy, right? And it's not so much the energy in the pack, but it's my energy and the pack's energy and how they react to each other, what that interface is. So it's always a me plus the Thoth, or a me plus the Rider-Waite-Smith that creates the energy. That is the dynamic that brings out the tarot reading. So these cards are very similar, but just looking at the illustrations, to me they've got different energy. The Eight of Wands in the Thoth is scattered. It's anxious. It's not being able to really pick a direction, although any direction is going to be a perfectly fine direction. The idea here is that there is no movement, but there needs to be movement, doesn't matter where. With the Eight of Wands in the Smith-Waite deck, all of our energy is it's all turned around and it's gone in the same direction. Yeah. So this is to me, the difference, what we were talking about between like the nervousness that kind of leads to the paralysis and then the excitement and the adrenaline that makes us just want to rush forward in this particular direction toward the goal, right? Toward manifestation, toward whatever the next milestone is, because these javelins are going straight to the ground. Eventually, they're going to all hit the ground, right? Somewhere over here. And I think that is really what we want to do with this fiery energy in the form of this 8. We have to get it moving and not just kind of not vibrating in place, right? So we have the bow drawn back and we're ready to fire, but it's kind of like, I don't know, which target should I aim at? Where should I go? It's like, again, if we're playing American football and we've got the ball, we've received the kickoff, and we're just kind of dancing in place, right? And we see all these people coming towards us, and we think, well, maybe I'll go that way. No. Maybe I should go this. No. Maybe I'll go that way, and then smash, right? You get knocked out. The 8 of Wands in the Smith-Waite deck is the same thing. You've got the ball. You're dancing in place. You've got that adrenaline. Everyone's coming to you. And instead of thinking that way, or that way, what do? You just go with your impulse. You go with your gut. Spirit just takes you in a direction. You don't like slow down and say, oh, wait, no, this wasn't the right way. You put everything you have into it. All 8 of your javelins, right? All 8 of your cylinders in your engine are committed to that direction. And yeah, maybe the coach would say, why the heck did you go right? You should have went left. You still made it to the end zone, so sorry, coach, If you have that kind of commitment, then any one of these directions is going to be the right one. It's the second guessing. It's the starting and stopping that's going to get you smashed. It's just instinctively, spontaneously, intuitively setting out in a direction and firing on all cylinders, giving it everything that you've got. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's up here, or there should be one down in the video description. New readings for Scorpio are usually Wednesdays and Saturdays. This is a bonus reading just for you. But I'm here every day, so just come on back, see me again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.